Hello, YouTube. We are back here at Zach Megalin Collectibles, and we are excited to announce that we have a first look, a debut product, at least on this channel, and that is on release day, Topps Series 2 Baseball. As you can see, our guy Shohei is on the cover of Topps Series 2, and if you saw my post, we have a hobby box, we have a jumbo box, we've got some blaster boxes, as well as some hanger boxes. I think the only thing we're missing are a mega box and some value packs. I did see the value packs. I haven't seen the mega boxes quite yet. But we did pre-order this from Topps's website. And we got this for $89.99 or $90. All right, so like I said, this was just released and just delivered today. We didn't want to wait. We are ripping it open, and we have no idea what to expect in terms of what the chase cards are here. I believe Roki Sasaki is here, so we are going to be definitely looking for his rookie card. But, you know, this is the flagship product, which is Topps, and this is Series 2. All right, there will be eventually, I believe, an update towards the end of the year, but this is what we've been waiting for, guys. But before we get right to it, we have a reminder that we have our giveaway, and we're giving away the following products at the end of this month. Totally Certified Blaster Box, NBA Prism Hanger Value Pack, Topps Series 1 Value Pack, and Panini Revolution 10. All right, so remember, in order to qualify for our giveaway, you have to be a subscriber first and foremost, like this video, comment on this video, and share it with others. Feel free to hit that notification button if you are a subscriber so that you can get alerts when we have more videos that will be dropping, which you can guess are going to be a lot of Topps Series 2 products, all right? So with this one here, we are guaranteed one auto or relic card in every box. All right, so enough of that. We've gone ahead and sliced and diced. You know it's time to get to ripping. All right, here we go. So, let's see what we got here. Gonna have a lot of packs here. All right, in this product. Let's just do that. Oh, and we have the silver pack. So that's where all the specialized cards are on this silver pack, hobby exclusive. All right, things are falling off of the side here. Okay, so we gotta grab these things, put them over. All right, so here we go. We're gonna grab our packs. We got the 4 quadrants. All right, top left, top right. Oh, things sort of got mixed in there. Bottom left, bottom right. Okay, and one fell on the ground, which we'll pick up. I believe it was 4, 5. Yeah, it was a bottom left. Okay, so we're gonna start the way we got it. All right, and we've got our silver pack at the end. All right, so let's go with the top left. All right, we'll start with that. All right, so this one's a little thick. Okay, do we have the mem card already? Let's see. All right, Topps Series 2. Love the design of Topps Series 1 this year. I prefer the chrome cards, of course, but hey, we'll take it. All right, so we're going to get through all the base. We'll separate the rookies as we go along. If I'm missing someone significant, like I'm aware of some of these rookies, like Jacob Wilson, who's doing really well, James Wood, Dylan Cruz. Those are the chase guys this year. And, of course, Roki Sasaki from my Dodgers. All right, and speaking of Dodgers, we have 2 in blue right over there, Mookie and Freddie. All right, pack number 2. It was thick. It's just because there's a lot of cards here, guys. There's 12 cards in each pack, so it is a thicker kind of deal. All right, and moving right along, we got our rookies that we're putting in a separate pile. All right, and of course, we're going to highlight any Dodgers. There's Blake Snell. All right, so we have a thick card, so it's going to be a mem, And it's going to... Ooh. Okay, no, it's not a mem. The next one might be a mem. We've got on this one here, Vidal Brujan on the blue. Okay. And it is numbered. So the Cubs are doing really well. Hopefully Vidal Brujan is doing well because this one's number 24 out of 150. All right. So hopefully he's doing well. Sleeve him up. And we did have a mem right after. It is Masataka Yoshida. So we've got our mem already on the second pack. And it is a mem patch. And it's game used. You could see that. Game used patch from Masataka Yoshida. All right. Sleeve that up. Wish it was someone else, but we'll take it. All right. Sleeve that one up. Hold on. I think we gotta switch here. We have a larger one. Let's see. Switch that up a little bit. Because we had penny sleeves that are a little bit larger. This is not one of them, okay? All right, so it'll come. Okay, so let us move on. All right, so here's Garrett Crochet. And continuing on, so sort of anticlimactic. We got the mem card already. No auto. Hopefully we get an auto as well. You're guaranteed one mem or auto. So we got the mem. This is a brutal opening right here. Okay. All right, here we go. As we continue on, and putting our rookies. There's Ben Kasparius, who he did well tonight, I'll tell you that much, as he pitched against the Padres. The Dodgers took 2 of 3 from the Padres. And there you go. And we have on this 1990s card of Teoscar Hernandez. And we have Juan Soto in a Mets uniform. Okay. There you go. All right. We're going to hold up 1 second while I grab some thicker sleeves. All right, sorry for that brief interruption. It was just going to bother me that I couldn't find the thicker sleeves. So, hey, I had to go ahead and get one appropriate for that mem patch. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next one. I believe in the jumbo. I'd have to look. I think it's like 2 or 3 mem cards or autos, all right, that are guaranteed. We have the future stars of Ben Brown. All right. And there is Zach Geloff on the future stars as well. And Heston Kjerstad. And there is another rookie to watch, Luis Angel Acuna, Ronald Acuna's brother. He plays for the Mets as well, okay? So let's put him to the side. All right, so the last one from top left, okay? So we already got in pack 2. I wonder if that is a standard where they've placed the mem or the auto on the top left, all right, of all their hobby boxes, all right? Another future stars. Okay, we get this one here, which is Kamir U. Quartet You Won't Forget, okay. Spencer Strider, who's back. And we have this one of the Blue Jays. And Max Fried and Kirby Yates. Oh, okay, so we have this one here. We have OPS leaders Jackson Profar, who now plays for the Braves. Okay, so there you go. That was the first set. We're going to move on to the next one. Thank you for sticking with us. Stay with us to the end because we have that silver pack where you get those Mojos and those other nice ones hopefully there as well. Okay, so we are moving right along. And there we go. We got the A's And still looking for our rookies. Gavin Lux in a Reds uniform. All right, and there is Baroa. He's a rookie. Bregman in a Red Sox uniform. And we have, oh, looks like it is a numbered card. No, it's not. But it is of Josh Smith in this holo, as well as Trey Turner. Okay, so we'll Josh Smith. All right, continuing on, second pack of the top right of the box. Okay. All right, here we go. So my Dodgers have been doing so-so, but you can't blame them because they've been ravaged with injuries once again, and that's how deep they are. And they've, a lot of their injuries have been to their pitchers, their starting pitchers. So you can't blame them. I believe they hold first place in the National League West, but not the best record in the NL. Believe it or not, it is the Cubbies. The Cubbies hold that, all right? So we have this one here, Carlos Correa and Royce Lewis. So the Cubbies hold that mark right now, if I'm not mistaken, and the Detroit Tigers. All right, Jack Flaherty, former Dodger. All right, he is doing well as Skirball, right? He is doing well. Is that his name? The one that the Cy Young Award winner from the Tigers. Okay, so let's continue on. Putting aside, there is Jackson Chourio. We're waiting for big things from him. And we have a Speed Burners. I guess that's C.J. Abrams and Ellie De La Cruz. Noel Marte and the Future Stars. And Brian Bell. Okay, so coming down the home stretch here in this corner. So because this was just released, don't expect any comps on these videos, at least in the first. You got to give it at least a week of this product being out. So I'm probably going to try and film this before then, so you guys will be the judge on whether or not we have bangers here, okay? All right, so there is Duke. What's his last name? Ellis. Never heard of him, but he's with the Yankees. All right. And we have a Future Stars of Sal Alec. All right. Some of these guys I've never heard of before. We have an old school of Pete Alonso, the Polar Bear. All right, for National League leaders. And there you go. So this section here of the box has not been pretty, okay? So this pack could change everything. Let's see. We got to hit a Shohei, right? Because he's the cover guy. So we got to hit Shohei. We always get an obligatory Shohei. If we can get a numbered Shohei, that would be nice. But we got to get a Shohei before all is said and done. And we got to get a Roki Sasaki. That's another one that we definitely have to hit. Okay. And there's Jared Jones. Okay, so that one section of the box was a dud, in my opinion. So we're now going to go to the bottom left corner. All right, see what we get here. You can see thus far, only 2 have been worth sleeving up. All right, here we go. And this is going to be a marathon, so thank you for sticking with us. Got a bunch of packs whenever we do a hobby box. We got Future Stars there. So tell me about your team, guys. I know there are Dodger fans out there, but are there any Yankee fans out there? Represent any Cub fans? This is a 1990s of Ezequiel Tovar. Put that aside. And Mason Miller, okay. For the A's, who play in Sacramento, and I believe they play in a minor league ballpark in Sacramento. They're going to do that for the next few years until their stadium is built in Vegas, if it's built at all, okay? I heard that there's been some issues with getting funding for that, but we'll see. All right, so here is Caden Dana for the Angels, who swept the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium a few weeks back, and they've been surging since. All right, this is one of the guys I believe that's helped with that, UC Kikuchi. And we have an Angel rookie, and we have this Tobias Myers, Future Stars. All right, we got Shane Bieber, and there you go. So this has not been pretty lately. We haven't had a hit in quite some time. All right, Top Series 2. We're all stoked about it. So let's get something. All right, hopefully something is waiting in the wings. Something significant. Maybe they're going to surprise us with another mem card or auto. But the cool thing is that mem card was game used. We don't have too many game used memorabilia in our collection. So that's good to have. All right. So some of these rookies I have not heard of. The one that I'm chasing, or the ones we are chasing, Roki Sasaki, CJ Abrams, Dylan Cruz, those are the ones that we need. Here we go. So this is a Babe Ruth Lou Gehrig card. Now, the reason I'm pointing this out is because this design is, if I'm not mistaken, the designs that were used for the 50-50 Shohei Ohtani cards, okay? So this one looks just like it. It's not numbered. It's a cool card, so that's why I'm sleeving it up. But yeah, that's where the design is. It jumps out to me that was from that 50-50 collection. And here we go. So we've got Victor Robles. All right, so we got a very high stack of base cards and rookies on the other side and other parallels, but in my opinion, not worth sleeving, but I may come to find out a few days later that I should have sleeved them up, okay? So let's move right along. Darshan Kersey. So none of the rookies that we are familiar with have come out yet. I know Jacob Wilson was someone that I didn't have on my radar, and I think I pulled his confetti, I believe, on Top Celebration, his confetti rookie. So he's caught my attention. I believe when they posted the first set of All-Star voting, I believe as of that posting, he was the starting shortstop for the American League. All right, so let's see if that holds true. All right, we got our guy Kike right there. Nice little action card. So like nice little action cards from some of these guys here. All right, another. So we got three nice little action cards right over there. And Future Stars. Unfortunately, I haven't heard of these guys. All right, there's Tatis, Torkelson. All right, so we're going to have a numbered card. All right, we have a numbered card. It is of Wyatt Langford, number 4/74. And it is a black, okay? All right, the edges are not clean on this card, which is unfortunate. But yes, so I did read that they brought back the black cards here, okay? So we do get one of Wyatt Langford, 4/70. What did we say? 74, okay? Interesting if that was his number, but number 4/74. Okay, so we sleeve that up. So we get a black. All right. And oh, so this is the guy, Skubal. Tarek Skubal, the Cy Young Award winner, is dealing once again for the Tigers. All right. So we got a black of Wyatt Langford to close out that quadrant. All right. So now we have the final quadrant, which is the bottom right corner. And hopefully we get some bangers here. All right. So, last shot at getting the guys that we've been talking about. All right, Michael Conforto. Here are the Mets. Mookie at shortstop. That's a different look. All right, and we have a, not numbered, but it is a holo of Andrew Monasterio. All right, so there we go. Okay, so next pack. So, questionable return, guys. All right. But it could change with something significant from one of our big stars. So hopefully it does. All right, here we go. So we have Edgardo Henriquez. Did the Dodgers trade him? Okay, all right, here we go. And there is Hae-Sung Kim. He's someone to look out for. Because I'm a Dodger fan, I'm not going to post him up, but I am going to sleeve him up because I think if given enough time on the field, he could do something significant. So I'm going to sleeve him up because that's his rookie. All right, it's a base, but it's a rookie nonetheless. All right, and we have a 1990s of Dodgers, Sandy Koufax. All right, so we're coming down the home stretch, guys. We got 3 left. All right. Okay. Crazy rip on this one. All right, here we go. Let's get a Roki Sasaki. Come on. All right, here we go. And Jordan Walker. Here's a rookie. And Kyle Tucker. And here we go. We have no Roki Sasaki. Okay, so we're down to 2 packs. Wow. No Dylan Cruz. No James Woods. No Roki Sasaki. No Jacob Wilson. Those are the guys that you would have thought we would have hit by now, okay? Even the base cards of these guys. All right. But with baseball, there are a lot of players, therefore a lot of cards. All right. Here we go. And no. And we have a Summer Superstars of Nolan Arenado. Not numbered. Wow, we're down to the last pack, guys, before we hit our silver packs. All right, so Top Series 2. Is this a burn, guys? Okay. None of the top rookies here in Series 2 have been found, including Roki. All right, here we go. Last pack. There's a Dodger. It's the wrong Dodger. Max Muncy. We have Hi Mom posing for a parent. Miguel Amaya. Cody Senga. Austin Wells. Come on, guys. No. Rook Rayleigh and Walter Pennington. So none of the guys, especially Roki Sasaki, was hit. All right. Unfortunate. All right, here we go. So we've got our Series 2 Hobby exclusive pack here. There are 4 trading cards. Let's see who we get. Hopefully we get like a numbered. You know, we can make up for it with like a big hit here. All right, so let's see who we've got. Okay, so we've got Hammering Hank Aaron on the All-Star one. See, I love the design. I love these cards because they're thick stock and everything. All right, so we got that. We have a Will Wagner rookie. Okay, not familiar with him, but it is a rookie. We get a Nolan Arenado on the All-Star. And we go to the 1990s of Michael Harris. And finally, that was it. That was it. 4 cards. All right, well, there you have it. All right. Topps Series 2. Thank you for sticking with us. Don't know if we got $90 back. We'll find out soon enough. A little disappointed that we didn't get any of the major stars. But hey, it remains to be seen whether or not some of these guys that we did get will become a star in the future. All right, so thank you for joining us here on the channel. Until next time, stay tuned because we've got more Topps Series 2 products to open up and review.